A man's eye review. Let's get to something new.
Sometimes I think it's easier for people to leave than stay, man. Some people they know they can't change themselves,
Right.
and so they'd rather leave somebody
Yeah.
and eliminate themselves from the situation.
Facts. I was dealing with a woman. Once I demanded more from her and was not going to settle for a certain type of results and held her to a certain standard, gone. They will remove themselves when you hold them to when you hold yourself to a higher standard. You then will give yourself permission to hold those around you to a higher standard. When that happens, you'll see.
Can't change themselves,
Right.
and so they'd rather leave somebody
Yeah.
and eliminate themselves from the situation.
Yep, couldn't have said it better.
Not to be a drooling socialist beta, but if a full day's labor can't purchase
What?
If I decided to get married, I would.
What did this man just say? What did this man just say?
not to be a drooling socialist beta, but if a full day's labor can't purchase 3 square meals, 24 hours worth of rent and utilities, a fraction of a month's clothing budget, and a reasonable portion to be saved for when you can no longer comfortably work, what the flip are we doing crap?
Okay. Yeah. The younger generations that are coming up, I will say this, they are different. All right. And what one thing that makes them different, I'll even say I'll include myself in this. We will work. We'll work hard, we'll work long hours, so on and so forth, but the return has to be there. If we're gonna work a job all these hours and then not be able to afford basic necessities, then that is why you see a lot of people not showing up to work these days because we're sick of that shit. Y'all let Joe Biden come in here and inflate the dollar to the point where we're getting pennies to the dollar now. Pennies.
For
If I decided to get married, I would never take his last name. I would use my maiden name. So you'd use your father's name? No, I'm going to use my mother's maiden name. So your grandfather's name. Okay, got it.
you, no, she's doing a skit here. Okay, this is funny. She's showing you feminists how stupid you sound.
If I decided to get married, I would never take his last name. I would use my maiden name. So you'd use your father's name? No, I'm going to use my mother's maiden name. So your grandfather's name. Okay, got it.
Right.
Yes, I've tried that line, and somehow they don't like it. Them.
You're gonna use a man's name regardless.
It's inspired one of the worst Australian guys
How do
of
they
all
get
time
people
to
this
shoot
stupid in the media? I guess it doesn't pay well. Look, I'm sorry. I've lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but
They get stupid people in the media intentionally.
I'm totally against violence.
My dad said schools are basically prisons. They keep kids locked up physically and mentally, prepare them for jobs that are also basically prisons until they retire and go to a nursing home. Their final prison.
School is not a prison.
Can I leave whenever I want to?
It's a little like a prison.
Damn! Hey, protect your kids.
My dad said schools are basically prisons. They keep kids locked up physically and mentally, prepare them for jobs that are also basically prisons until they retire and go to a nursing home. Their final prison.
School is not a prison.
Can I leave whenever I want to?
It's a little like a prison.
School.
That's a big issue that no one ever talks about, right?
School is very similar to a prison. In fact,
my dad said schools are basically prisons.
Okay.
They keep kids locked up
physically, mentally, so on and so forth. But again, they're not only indoctrinating you, you can't go anywhere. They're training you to either be a prisoner or a laborer. Prisoner or laborer. That's what school trains you to do. And this is even at the college level. Okay? I know this for certain, right? From experience.
Prison.
That's a big issue that no one ever talks about, right? I mean, within marriages, I've seen this many times. Within marriages, if the male takes a status hit, he also takes a attractiveness hit, and it's a severe hit. I've seen this many, many times, and no one will ever talk about it, but it's definitely the case.
Yes. Fellas, you lose your job, your wife all of a sudden wants to leave you.
You're a black lives.
That's a big issue that no one ever talks about, right? I mean, within marriages, I've seen this many times. Within marriages, if the
Yes, if the man loses status in any way, the wife will then be less attracted to him, hold that against him, so on and so forth. It's sad work. That's why it's such a dangerous game for men. It's to be married in today's world. It is such a gamble, such a risk, and it is not worth it. The risk versus reward for marriage with men in today's time, it's not worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze, y'all. The juice is not worth the squeeze when it comes to marrying and dealing with these modern day women. Okay? Just be together, and you if you all are committed to each other, then that commitment is all that you need to sustain a relationship. A true commitment will sustain a relationship. You don't have to have a license to have a commitment to someone. That is so stupid. I mean, wow. Wow, wow, wow. A man's eye review. On that note, we through to the next video. Y'all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, share the word, and I'll see y'all on the next one.